Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to touch on today is something that was released recently from USCCA, which, to be quite honest with you, addresses a situation that they've been receiving a lot of flack for across the internet. This is something that I think every single one of you need to see. Please send this one out because it influences people who have made decisions or will make decisions in the future for a better outcome for themselves. And you guys need to see this once again. Now, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. Everything that I'm about to show you is going to be linked in the description box below. And I'm going to say a real quick disclaimer about what we're going to see. I am not being sponsored for this video. This is a completely unsponsored video across the board. I'm not going to take any type of sponsorship with a determined outcome because that can lead to bad outcomes. So what I'm about to show you is something that came out from USCCA around a controversy of which I'm about to address, which impacted them, their brand reputation, and their product reputation. And it turns out it was not justified. And that's why I'm showing you this. This is incredibly important stuff because, again, this impacts you guys and your information to make a decision for yourselves. And that's why I'm covering it. So I'm sure you guys are familiar. I'm going to show a thumbnail real quickly. An image. There's an image right now. This is Alan Coley. Alan Coley was basically caught in a YouTube prank. He defended himself from a perceived threat, and then he was arrested. Well, this little picture right here shows what the general perception was immediately. Did USCCA drop coverage for YouTube prank victim Alan Coley? Now, the rage machine really took off on this. It did. And to be fair, in the light of no information, it's easy to see how that could be a situation you might want to be aware of. USCCA is a very large force in the gun world. They are offering a very important service to a lot of people. It's pretty important to understand where they stand and if they did or did not drop somebody for their coverage. I mean, it's quite obvious if you don't do what you say you're going to do, there's going to be a problem in the free market. However, that's not what happened in this scenario. Up until now, I have not made a statement on this because I didn't have enough information. I have that information now and I want to share it with you. And please leave a comment right down there and send this one out. This is by no means a recommendation to go with any brand, anything. I'm just showing you what actually happened because what was the previous perception was incorrect. All right, check this out. This is from a press release from the USCCA. And again, what I'm about to show you, if this is not true, they are in much bigger problems and much bigger trouble than they could possibly imagine. This is accurate, all right? So this is from the press release itself. Mr. Coley has been involved in a publicized legal matter in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Like I just said, there was an issue. Though he was found not guilty of the most serious charges, it remains an ongoing legal matter, which is why the USCCA generally does not comment on cases involving its members. Hard stop right there. That's why you didn't hear anything in response to the allegations immediately, because that's an active member with an active case. You can't necessarily say all of these things. That checks out in a lot of different ways. Just saying, that's from my perception, that's the way that checks out. You guys make your own conclusions on this. But contrary to misinformation spread by competitors, the USCCA is making it clear that it has never dropped coverage or denied the member's claim and offers its members the opportunity to choose the qualified attorney they believe will best represent them. This position was affirmed by Mr. Coley today as the USCCA maintains its unwavering support of his self-defense case. Now, of course, that is going to be a flowery message on the USCCA because it's their press release, right? Here's the actual words from Alan Coley himself, and this is what exonerates the USCCA and kind of shows what the rage machine had really attached onto was not correct. Check this out. On January 23rd, 2024, Mr. Coley sent the following email to Tim Schmidt. Dear Tim, I want to address criticism that the USCCA has received about me and the attorney I chose for my case. I am a member in good standing with the USCCA and continue to be, so still a member, didn't get dropped. With the USCCA, I can have the attorney of my choice. I know I could have requested that the USCCA pay for a private practice criminal defense attorney for my case. I chose Attorney Pouliard because he is a great attorney who believed in me and believed in my case. Yes, he's a public defender and he fought for me and won. I am glad that I have the choice, and I wouldn't change anything about my representation. The USCCA stood by me and continues to stand by me, and I thank them for that. Sincerely, Alan Coley, USCCA member. That's a little bit different than the perception that was put out. Again, I'm not calling any individual out. I'm not making this about a targeted attack. Nothing. I'm going to bring this up again, and this was the perception. Did USCCA drop coverage? Nope, from his own words, they did not. For YouTube prank victim Alan Coley, he chose his own defender. He's still an active member of USCCA, and that statement is from himself. This is from the attorney to him, right? So, or the attorney approves it, and then it goes straight to USCCA, and like the letter said, to Tim Schmidt. This is something that you need to be aware of, because everything that was assumed and every bit of perception that was determined was based on misinformation, which was misinterpreted. A lot of people could have made a decision that said, you know what, maybe that's not the best coverage or best product for me. I'm going to go elsewhere, XYZ, I don't care. But you need to have the proper information. And in this case, it turns out that the accusations and the allegations were actually incorrect, which is why you don't jump to these conclusions until you know the entire story. And that is what I hope to land this plane. Again, not targeting anybody, not going after anybody, and I hope you guys find this useful. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.